Online coaching doesn't have to suck. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to build a business that actually serves your purpose, that serves its purpose in your life, one that gives you extreme levels of fulfillment, of growth, of happiness, and of course, income. And I see way too many people in the coaching space end up building a business that they grow to hate. And today, just about to leave the villa in Mexico right now. Spent the last week with my family in Cabo. About to fly home. We're leaving in about 10 minutes. So this is gonna be quick, but if you don't already know, my name's Jeremy. I help online coaches scale with ads and setters. I've done over $3 million myself personally, and I've helped hundreds of coaches sell probably close to 100 mil online now. And I've seen people do it the right way. I've seen people do it the wrong way. And I've also come to realize that there is no right or wrong way. There's only a right or wrong way for you. And that's what we're gonna cover in this video. So one of the most important things that you need to understand is like chasing more revenue just for the Stripe screenshots does not matter. Because I know people that, I literally know people that claim they make $250,000 a month, but they profit like 30 to 50 because they have a big team spending a ton on ads, and it just gets so complex, and they're not fully removed entirely either, meaning that it's like more work still, and it's just an absolute nightmare. But then I also know people who do 50K a month, and it's like 90% profit margins and like minimal stress, and it's a ton of fun. Gives them a lot of flexibility. Maybe they just take calls once, twice a week with like for sales and coaching, or they don't do sales calls at all, right? And so in this video, I want to help you understand that like what you see on the surface is not how it actually goes down. I can say this from on the other side because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna keep scaling as far as physically possible, make as much money as I can, and it was great until it's not, until you build this bulky thing that you don't actually love. And so I want you to get crystal clear on one, what exactly do you want your coaching business to do for you? Because at the end of the day, the most important realization is like your business is just a vehicle, meaning that it has a purpose to serve. It's meant to get you from point A to point B. But most people don't know what that point B is. It's not clearly defined. And so when it's vague and when you don't actually know what you're aiming for and where you're trying to get to, then it's gonna feel like you're spinning your tires. That's when you're gonna sacrifice the long term for the short term. You're gonna make stupid decisions that are gonna shoot yourself in the foot a little bit, and that's not good for anybody, right? And so what I want you to do is just kind of like get out a journal and just start writing out like, what purpose do I actually want my coaching business to serve for me? Is it to enable you to have the financial freedom to retire your parents, to travel, to buy your dream car or house, provide for your family, or like go to places like this and like be a nomad and like work from places like this constantly? Or is it just to like, I don't know, whatever else you want it to? But what I want to do is I want to give you permission to know that like there is no right or wrong answer here. There's only right or wrong for you. And the only person that knows what that answer is you. And so a lot of the times what I see, and I fell victim to this myself, is people like, they just want to kind of push, but what they don't understand is like, a lot of the time it doesn't necessarily get better the bigger you grow, right? And so it is just a bit of a leadership and a skill set issue to a certain point, where then you can hire people to like fully remove you, but then understand margins start to drop. Whenever you bring people on, margins drop. And yes, it's incredible because like right now, like I said, been in Mexico for the last week. I think I've taken like 3 hours of calls, and it's been awesome. And yeah, but the team is back home working, and everyone's doing their job, and it's phenomenal, right? Now, do I have 100% margins? No. So what you have to understand is there's trade-offs. When you do one thing, it's going to take away from another, right? So when you hire one person, it's going to take away from your profit. And so it's important that like you understand what stage you are in your life and business right now and what's important to you. Because when I first started on my road to 200K a month, it was like just me and a setter and then like a $300 a month video editor overseas. And I was like, I will work as much as I physically need to right now, because I had nothing better to do, right? That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make a ton of money and see how far I could push it before it broke. And then it broke, right? And then I had to start hiring people. Hired a CSM, hired a sales rep, hired a assistant, videographer, stuff like that, right? And then with each hire, yes, I pull myself out of the trenches a little bit. I buy myself my time back. But it's important that you know what you're going to do with that time, right? So now I can make more better quality content, because it's a very high leverage thing for me to do, is to keep pouring into my personal brand. And then if I feel like I need to, then I can pull back and go on vacation, right? And so it's important that you have a clear idea. Like what I want you to do is, what I don't want you to do, is make the mistake of hiring just for the sake of hiring. Hiring because somebody told you to, right? That's the worst thing you could do. What you need to do is hire to intentionally get your time back, but you have to know what you're going to do with that time. Again, it's a trade-off. You'll have more time, but if you just waste it, then your margins go down, and then you're like, well, this sucks. And so when you do bring people on, it's important that you have a crystal clear process and KPIs, like measuring sticks, for measuring their performance. Because just because you're paying people money doesn't mean they're doing a good job. It doesn't mean they're actually like driving the business forward, right? And nobody's going to care about your business more than you. And so kind of circling back here though, what I want you to do, like I said, is get it on a piece of paper, journal, what purpose do I want my business to serve me? And then number 2 is, how much net profit after tax do I actually want and need to live my dream life? Do the numbers, let the math, because if you think about it, like, I don't know, at least from my experience, is like, once you hit 30K a month, like net profit, like you're chilling, you're laughing, because anything after that, it's like, there's not much else there, right? Like for example, I just bought a condo, and it's like, I don't know, a few grand a month in mortgage, and then bought a Lambo, paid like mostly cash, so my car payment's like, it's like a Prius. I just don't love big monthly expenses. And then it's like, I don't know, food, gym, stuff like that. It's like I can live on other, like, kind of around probably 6 to 8K a month. And now, am I going to scale the business back to 6 to 8K a month? Hell no. That's not the point, right? The point is now I'm like, okay, my itches are scratched at where I'm at. Now I'm thinking longer term, right? Longer term, how much value do I want to build in the portfolio? And how much passive income do I want to generate in case, I don't know, 5-10 years from now, I don't want to keep doing this. And then I actually have some breathing room to cover my expenses with the passive income from investments. And so right now, that's the purpose that the business is serving for me. Before, it was get as much cash in the bank as possible to buy all the stupid shit that I wanted. And it was fun, right? And it's been incredible. I wouldn't change a thing. But now it's like, okay, that itch is scratched. Now let's shift. And that's another really important point, is like, your priorities can change. Your priorities can shift, and they do shift over time. What was important to you last year might not be so important to you today, and that's okay. And I think where real freedom comes from is when you allow yourself to let go of what you once wanted and what you once thought was important to you. And I think in English or big boy words, maybe that's maturing. I don't know, right? But I was watching a video from Iman Gadji the other day, and this is probably like a month ago, and he was saying that probably like 7 years ago, he's in a mastermind with like one of the top guys in the space. He was doing like $30-something million a year with his coaching business, but his net profit was 1 million. Let that sink in for a little bit. 36 million. Think about all of the customers, clients, headaches, team members, all of the stuff that comes with that, just for $80K a month. And it makes you wonder, it's like, what's the point? What purpose did that serve? Now, there's the argument of all of the money he kept reinvesting back into the business built his personal brand, because he basically got free exposure to hundreds of millions of people, right? Probably billions, maybe. I don't know. But that will set him up for anything else that he wants to do moving forward, right? So the investment there could be extremely, extremely powerful, but just extend it out. And so, again, it depends on what is important to you. Do you want to become the biggest person in your space and reinvest every dollar back into the business, to your personal brand, in ads, and then just like take that short-term hit for the next 3 to 5 to 10 years, and then go for the big play, build a company, scale it super quickly and easily because you have a really strong personal brand, and then go for a big exit? Or do you not care about that? Just want to make 30, 50, 60, 80K a month, kind of one, maybe 2-person operation, you an editor, maybe a setter. And setters will probably be replaced pretty soon too with AI. I know some pretty good bots, and I also know some guys doing 100K a month net profit with just like a VA and like an automated sales process. And so, like I said, there's so many. I can't remember who told me this. I heard this quote last year. It's like, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and there's 1,000 ways to build a coaching business. But the most important way is the one that works for you and serves its purpose in your life. Let's say you have a family. Do you want to be a slave to your business, or do you want your business to serve its purpose in your life so you can provide for your family and spend time with them? Or are you in your 20s like me? You enjoy working a lot. You got nothing else to do really that gives you that level of fulfillment, and you want to just work and grind and improve yourself and see how far you can take it. Cool, then do that. And so what I want you to take away from this video is, A, take the pressure off of yourself to keep hitting new record months every single month, because ultimately that's not important, especially if your business is already serving the purpose that it's meant to serve. And I was reading a book, I think it was Traction by Gino Wickman, last month, and I was flying back from an event in Utah, and towards the end of the book he said, it's better to build a extremely good small business than a really shitty big one that is unprofitable, clunky, lots of clients slipping through the cracks, and just like not very good. It's better to have a tight ship that's dialed in than a clunky, complex thing that kind of sucks, that's bigger, right? And so that's really important to understand too. So take the pressure off yourself. Get clear on what exactly you actually do want for your life. What is that longer term vision? What's the medium term vision? What's the short term vision, right? And build it by design, not by default, because way too many people build a coaching business that is by default. It just kind of morphs into this thing that becomes unprofitable or not very profitable, tons of headaches, and they're still like super involved in the trenches, and it's just an absolute nightmare. It's not fun, right? And so you want to build it by design. What are your values? What are your standards? What are you willing to do? And what are you willing not to do? Or what are you not willing to do, right? And Get crystal clear on that, set hard, clear boundaries for yourself, and it'll force you to get very resourceful. It'll force you to eliminate, automate, delegate things that you don't want to do, right? And so maybe you hate sales calls. Okay, don't take sales calls. Get better at marketing. The better your marketing is, the worse you can be at sales or non-existent at all, right? And so that is a really, really important thing to understand. And the last thing I want you to take away from this video is there's no right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong way to build your business. There's only the right or wrong way for you. So get clear on what you want, what purpose you want your business to serve in your life, and then build it that way. If you want my help to design this one-on-one, book a call down below. I'll help you out. Let's go.